making observations on our California Toyon here, one of our California native chaparral shrub tree forms. Wonderful tree, great habitat tree for the wildlife, for the birds. But this tree has a couple of problems. This trunk is weeping, and it's dark and it's actually wet. Now, it's not running and dripping like sometimes wounds will, but the wound itself is wet. And anytime a tree, if there's exodus of sap, if there's weeping, it's usually an indicator of a problem. Trees shouldn't just be bleeding. The tree is making plant terpene oils, and compartmentalization wall material is being generated by the tree. The tree is trying to close off this wound. This has been weeping for a while, and it has not been able to close this wound off. So we're going to give the tree a little bit of a helping hand here. I'm going to probe it a little bit here to just see how deep this is. Goes in about an inch. What we're going to do here is we're going to apply our extract of orange rind oil right to this site, right into this cavity, and see if we can suppress whatever is causing this tree a problem. And it's a little bit of a sour, acrid odor to this exodus of sap. So there is possibly bacteria and decay organisms that are busy in there, and we want to arrest that decay, slow down the decay, so the tree is able to cope with this wound, produce the compartmentalization wall, the coated wall, and close this wound off and continue. We're going to shoot our orange rind oil right into this cavity here. There we go. Hopefully when we come back, this wound will have dried up. We want this wound to dry up. And I think it will. Sometimes we find that we can dry up a wound with orange rind oil when we have decay organisms busy in there. There are a couple of other observations on this same tree we're going to have a look at as well. Just right over here to our right, we see an old cavity in the side of the trunk. An old trunk was excised from the root crown years ago, and it was probably a trunk about on the order of this size that we see here in this stem. So we've got a nice radius to this structural crotch here. This is a strong form, but we do have decay down into this wound area. This is a serious threat to the tree because we could have the tree failing structurally. If this decay were to continue, our main stem, the armature of our tree's scaffold, could fail due to wind loads. Even though the canopy is in full leaf, our bark looks good, the tree has got natural and good form, good vital signs all over, we have the possibility of decay threatening the tree's longevity. So we're just going to shoot this, just going to spray it right in there. There we go. That may be all we need to do for this injury. I think what we'll probably do too is we'll come back with our orange oil beeswax and we'll just brush the end grain of that wound and close those capillary canals with our beeswax.